Hi, so today I'm going to teach you how to build a job board on WordPress. I have a favorite theme. It's called Uptime, and you can get it from Envato. The author is Tommy Rodas. I'm not sure how to say it, but this is basically what their jobs component looks like on the Uptime theme. You'll notice this is set up a little bit more like a single company career page, but this uses the WP job manager plugin. And so you can focus this intro section and build it however you like via your theme editor, and then use the WP job manager plugin to manage different positions. So what this does here is shows you the different positions, adds search and location filtering, and allows you to search by type of role. And then you can scroll through and see, for example, if you want to see a specific single role, then you can see the job listing with the tag, the location, the posting time, and then the job description. And you can add basically whatever you want. And then in this case, the application for the job is just an email. So on the other side of the WP Job Manager plugin, you will have a post a job thing that you like form that you can either keep private, or you can open this up and you could even connect it to a, sorry about the notification, connect it to a payment system or whatever, and let other people post jobs for you on your job site. So niche jobs boards are really big right now. If you want to make a niche job board in about an hour, this might be a great way to do it. Again, I'm using the Uptime WordPress theme, the WP Job Manager plugin, and just going with their defaults. So let me show you how to set that up. All right, so this is my WordPress admin dashboard, and I just went to before the plugins, and you'll see that WP Job Manager is one of the plugins right here that I just installed. So this is a free extension, and it does have paid add-ons, but it's very nice. And here you can see on the site there are different filters and front-end job submission and all that kind of thing. So without further ado, let's get into how you can build a job board for your specific niche in less than an hour. So I'm assuming you have your own theme set up and you just installed the WP Manager job board by going to Plugins, Add New, and then you searched WP Job Manager. You went ahead and installed it, and then after you click that install button, you activated it and you'll see that it's there. And then when you go back to your job board, you will see that you have a sign or a little notification that says you're nearly ready to start listing your jobs with WP Job Manager. So run Setup Wizard. And this is a really easy walkthrough. They're great for this. And so, it takes 3 steps. So let's get you ready. And they ask you if you want to allow them to collect information. And anybody who provides a free plugin, I try to just say yes, because you know what? Like, they put a lot of work in that plugin. Yeah, maybe they make money on the back end, but hey, anything you can do to help them because of the service that they provided you is great. So now you can customize exactly what you want your job title pages to be. So post a job I like for post job, or the URL, sometimes you see post job instead of post a job. And then job dashboard is where employers can go in and manage their job listings. And then jobs is obviously where the people can see specific jobs on their website or on your website. So that's like, that homepage that I showed you in the beginning. And then boom, you're done. So then it shows you right away what you can do to tweak your settings. I'll go through that. So here we go. So date format, this is the, so much time since. And then if you want to add maps to your jobs listings so that, it shows the location of where the job is, like where the office, then you can add an API key. I see that less and less, especially as more jobs are, like remote or whatever. But if you want, they have a link, quick link right there. It shows you exactly how to get an API key from Google Maps. And then if you want to go ahead and delete everything, you hit delete there. And then again, we enabled the usage tracking. Now, job listings per page, that is, where you can see. So my site is Lauren Proctor 32, and that's again where you can see the different jobs that are available. And the way that was set up, or you saw before that we added different header, like a custom header, as if we are a company. And we made a custom page, but by default, if you put in just the short code that it told you to say, in those general settings, it will just throw this right into your page automatically. And so let's go back here. So if a position is filled, you can go ahead and hide it. I like doing that so that people don't waste their time. Same with expired job listings. A lot of people like to, hide, or hide jobs after they're not available anymore or expired, and then you can renew the job again. That's just respectful to the job seeker. Listing categories, that's if you want to say, here's the marketing jobs, here's the developer jobs, that kind of thing. And then, this is just a selector. And then you can see jobs shown within categories, and then you can save changes. Types are types of jobs, so that is pretty straightforward as well. My Wi-Fi is a bit slow today, sorry about that. So that's just how the listings are. So now job submission. All right, so you can require or not require an account in order to submit a listing. Let's see. If we go into this demo here, you can see that we went ahead and, actually this is the setup that they made. So let's see, I actually was messing with this ahead of time, but yeah, so you can require sign in or leave it. I definitely like to require it because otherwise you will get a lot of spam job listings, and that's a bummer. And then the account role, this is super important. You don't want to give people any kind of editor or author type of access unless you know who they are. Employer is really good because it allows them to only see your WP job manager settings. That means they can't mess with your pages, all that kind of thing. So make sure employer is set, or if you're changing it from employer, that you're doing it very carefully. And then you can require admin approval or not. I usually recommend doing this, especially if your site is more popular, because admin approval, without it, you end up getting a lot of really low quality job listings. And what that does is it prevents you from being able to get, good visibility in Google. It's sometimes, if you have partnerships with other third-party job sites, like I've had one in the past with Indeed, a lot of times they don't allow low quality job sites to be part of their partnership. So that will mess up that kind of thing. I know it's a bummer to approve job listings, but it's well worth it unless you really trust the people who sign up. Allow pending edits is just about, you can edit pending, like keep listings in pending. And so then that is approved by an admin. This is just a matter of personal preference. I like to do it because sometimes I have a little bit of back and forth. And then, published edits. So this is actually a frequent problem that I've had in the past when I had an open job board for basically people, the employers would go in, and 2 weeks after they posted the job, they would decide that they wanted to change the job listing. And sometimes not everyone is a great writer, and the quality of that edit was really low. And also sometimes I would be going out, or my team would be going out and looking for candidates for that job. And then all of a sudden they said, oh, this front end developer that needed 2 years of experience, now we need them to need 5 years of experience and to have worked at Google. So if you're doing any kind of proactive recruiting, which I recommend for a job board, because the more you fill jobs, the better you're going to be able to recruit new job listings, which then, drives more. It's a two-sided marketplace, this circular growth. It drives more growth. Then the more jobs, high quality, that kind of thing, that will just help you. And then the more you can fill them with the recruitment, that's going to help you too. So I set this always to users cannot edit, or users cannot edit without admin approval. The reason for changing between those two would be that users cannot edit is, maybe I would say, if you want to edit your job board, it's going to cost you an extra $100 or $200. And so that would be users cannot edit without admin approval. And then, or no, that would be cannot edit but requires admin approval. Can edit without admin approval, do not do that. And then users cannot edit. I usually don't do that just because the job world and the hiring world is so flexible. You don't want people to feel stuck. So that's a preference, but that's my philosophy and what worked for us at the job board where I was. So listing duration by default, 30 days. Average hiring internationally is 90 days to get a fill from a role posted to filled. Usually we would do 30 to 60 day job postings. It just matters, how quickly you can get people into the hiring mode. The problem we had when we changed it to 60 days is sometimes it was really hard to get or to keep employers engaged for a full 60 days. But also sometimes they really needed that time. So expect to send out, email reminders, that kind of thing, particularly if you choose 60 days and you have a hard to fill role. Like if you're looking for AI people, it's really important to, make sure that you have that time to find those qualified people. All right, so application method. So email address or website URL. If you do email address, that would just be having people send to, applicants at yourwebsite.com. This is for job posting. So this is, what is required for posting jobs. I would never use website URL only, just because it means you might not be able to contact the person again if they used a different admin email than, what they signed up with, or a different email to sign up than what is the good for applicants. And then reCAPTCHA, since you're on WordPress and everything else, sometimes this is good to have. And again, just like Google Maps API, they just have a straight up, you click here, you get your key, and you go from there. It's really straightforward. And then the submit form job page, this is just exactly the pages on your site that you want to exist and to, do what you do. So this is the page where you will add your shortcodes for your job dashboard and all of that. And then last but not least is email notifications. So for email notifications, this is notices of new listings and notices of updated listings. I like to, if I'm charging for a job board, or if I'm posting jobs for my own company's career page, then I will say admin notice of expiring job listings. And usually I pump that up to 5 days because if you have 5 more days before your job closes and you don't have a great candidate, you definitely want to do one last push and get whatever great candidates you can in the pipeline before your job expires. So, and when applicants see there's only 5 days left in the application phase, they're more likely to say, okay, I have to apply now and I have to get in there early. Whereas if they see, there's a month left or this job was posted yesterday, you might be able to message them and incentivize them to apply early by showing them that they get a better look earlier on. And statistically, that's true. You can ask me in the comments if you want me to find that stat for you about, so you can send and say, I think it's something like job applicants who apply within the first 14 days are 35% more likely to get an interview than the people who apply later. But again, don't quote me on that. Comment and I will find that exact piece of research. I remember it being very credible and it really pumped up the number of applicants who applied really early. And then the last thing is employer notice of expiring job listings. So if I'm charging for the job board, usually what I like to do is fire that notice to myself. And then, and then I reach out and say, hey, you only have 5 days left. How's it going? How can I help you? If I am not charging for this job board, it's purely a traffic engine or whatever that might be, and I don't really care about the maintenance, or maybe I'm charging very little, then I would just put that on the platform, right? Make the platform remind the employer. And so then, you might say, hey, there's only one more day before the job list is expiring, and send an email. So that, once you're done, you can save all of that and you have a job board, basically just the really basic parts of a job board. So now let's look into how you would manage all of this from the WordPress admin. So this is your WordPress admin interface. And so it means that, only you see this, not the applicants or anything like that. The employers, though, they can manage their jobs in here. So let's look at this. So when you click job listings, you can see a list of all your open positions sorted, and you have the different types. You can sort by location, you can sort by post date and expiration date. And then you can decide if you want your job to be featured more prominently on the job board, and that is what that would mean. And then if the job has been filled, you can also add that. So let's look again. Well, let me show you a different one. So let's view this position for a UX designer here. Here you can preview what you have, and then if you decide, I saw that, I don't want to call it this, or I want to put it in person or whatever, you can go ahead and click edit, and which I've done there. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is killer slow today. And let's see, what else can I show you here? I'll show you. So here's the edit job page. So you can see job title, and then you can see, what's the application URL or email. So if you put in as an email, it will email. URL would be obviously if you want to redirect to, a form on your site, which you can build with Contact Form 7 or, anything like that, or external email on the employer's website. And then you can say the location, the company name, a description about the company, a company video if you want to include that, and then social media. And then if you say your company got filled, you just check that box. And then if you have Yoast, which I highly recommend, you can provide some metadata here So, work as a UX designer in, actually, I'll give you a little trick. Get a job as a UX designer at Spotify in Stockholm. So this matches. This is like a really, and then you would add more information so that it's the right length. But terms like get a job, jobs in, jobs at, those or at company name, UX designer jobs, graphic design jobs, or UX UI jobs, interface design jobs. If you can add modifiers, then what has happened to me before is we were top ranking for something like, a major company job listing. So if someone searched for jobs at Uber, we might actually have been ranking ahead of Uber's own job page and those types of things. So that's a great way to get traffic. And it's an awesome way if you want to turn around and sell Uber on future listings. You can say, hey, your job listing is, for jobs in UX design at Uber is getting 100,000 people per month to our site, but you don't have an opening right now. Do you want to open another job with us? It will give you a discount, or it's $100 or whatever. So it's nice to pay a little extra attention to this SEO. And then again, the job type is on the right, and you can add a logo here using the regular WordPress admin. So I'll go ahead and update that. And then you can control the different job types here in the left-hand menu. So if you wanted to say like, I don't know, whatever, you can add something. Those are the main ones, I think. And then again, those settings that I showed you before are right here. You can always access them again and change your mind. Before I said that I like to remove expired job listings. Another option that's a good practice is you can keep the expired job listing live, but then clearly convey that it's expired, disable the application to that job, and then redirect people to other similar jobs that they might really like. So, if it's UX designer at Spotify, say, hey, we have a UX designer at job at SoundCloud, or you might like these other UX jobs, whatever. And then last but not least, here are the add-ons. So for example, the paid listings is a really popular one. You can use WooCommerce and WP Job Manager to create a paid job board. And then applications is another really easy one, so that you can make it so people can apply directly on your site. If you want to become very applicant friendly, Resume Manager is good. Indeed integration. Indeed gets you a ton of traffic. And you can backfill other jobs from Indeed. That worked for me in the past when I had very few jobs on my job board, and I needed to get people to come and stay and incentivize those job seekers to actually sign up. And then I'm trying to see if there's application deadline. Again, that's a really good one because it allows you to tell people the job is expiring. I'm trying to see if there's other, really good ones. I think company listings, that's an awesome one because you can create one page specifically for, say, Spotify, and it's a Spotify jobs page. You can make it look really nice. You can add information about the company culture, and those are the types of things that people really want to know before they take the time to apply to a job, particularly if you're not as well known of a site. And then it's good for ranking. Job manager emails is a must because you get to customize how you're communicating with your people so that, again, you're keeping everything moving and keeping everyone happy. Let's see. I think those are the biggest ones. Auto suggest job is another good one, just because it's good to make sure that people are moving and applying more than once, particularly if you're getting good people coming to your site. So that's a quick rundown of WP Job Manager, how to set it up. If you want any help with how to go ahead and, create those specific job pages, let me know in the comments and I'll add another video. All right, thanks and have a good day.